In Gran Turismo 7, the main form of progression are the cafe menu books. Some of these menu books will task you in competing in various championships, such as the Trial Mountain Cup, the European Championship, the World Touring Car, and more. And the final championship in the base game is the World GT Series, a 5-race tournament against Group 3 cars. And I want to challenge myself and see if I can beat this championship with one of the 3 starter cars in this game. And for those who didn't play GT7, these cars are the Honda Fit, the Toyota Aqua, and the Mazda Demio. Let's start with the Honda Fit, a small hybrid econobox with 138 horsepower. We will take this car to the tuning shop and max it out. Once fully upgraded, it will have 212 horsepower. The biggest drawback though is that it cannot have a turbocharger. Regardless, we will take it to the GT Auto, install a wide body, install some aero parts, and make a nice livery for it. And after some tuning, we will enter the championship. And as I expected, this car cannot keep up with the Group 3 cars. I guess you can say this car doesn't fit for this championship. Alright then, let's try the Toyota Aqua. Just like with the Fit, it's a small hybrid econobox, only the Aqua is even less powerful. 109 horsepower when stock and 139 when fully upgraded. Regardless, we will give it the wide body, the aero parts and the livery, and we will enter the championship. And here comes the biggest drawback of the Toyota Aqua. It has a CVT. Also, is it just me or this car sounds like a leaf blower? So yeah, this car is even worse than the Honda Fit. That leaves us with only one option, the Mazda Demio. The main difference between this car and the other two is that the Demio is not a hybrid. Also, the Demio runs on diesel, while the other two are using petrol. So the Demio comes stock with just 103 horsepower, and when fully upgraded it has 153 horsepower. But unlike the Honda Fit and Toyota Aqua, the Mazda Demio can have a turbocharger. That will bump the power to 286 horsepower. That's almost twice the power. Is that going to be enough for us to win? We will of course give it a wide body, aero parts, a livery and some tuning, and we will try the championship. Well, that was by far my best attempt. Still, that ain't gonna cut it. But this Mazda has one last trick up its sleeve. It can be engine swapped with the engine from the Lancer Evo 10 Group B, an engine that comes with 521 horsepower. And when we add the turbo, 788 horsepower in a Mazda Demio. And since we're already going all out, let's add some nitros, because why not? And after a lot of trial and error, I came down to this setup that looks like a disaster, but actually works. My only issue that I can't really fix with this car is the braking situation. It takes 3.5 business days in order to stop this car. And with everything prepared, let's start this championship. So the first race is a deep forest, and I was able to pass the other cars quite easily until lap 3. By that point I was already 10th place. And I kept passing the other cars until I came to 4th place. Sadly, I wasn't able to catch up with 3rd place, and I finished 4th. Still, that went better than I expected. The second race is at Spa-Francorchamps, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I went a bit dirty. I started cutting corners, specifically turns 7 and 8. The rest of the track I drove normally. At the end of lap 4 something weird happened. I took the curb wrong and the whole rear end of the car just lifted and it flipped in a weird way. I lost crucial time in this moment, but I was able to catch up with 1st and 2nd place and take the win at the last corner. The third race is at Circuit de la Sarthe, better known as Le Mans. When driving in a straight line, this Mazda Demio is really fast, and this track is perfect for that. There isn't a lot to say about this race. It was a breeze, probably the easiest race in this championship. The fourth race is at Bathurst, better known as Mount Panorama. This race was tricky, especially the part on the mountain itself where the road is narrow and there are a lot of corners. Most of the catch-up I did was done on the 2 long straights this track has, and despite the challenge, I was able to finish 3rd. And now we're entering the final race. This race is taking place at the Nürburgring Nordschleife at a 24 hours layout. At this point I'm in 2nd place, only 1 point behind Igor Fraga, which means I have to win this race in order to win the championship. By this point I'm already used to driving this car, and despite how challenging this track is, I was able to control this car quite easily. By the time I finished with the GP section, I was already 15th place. When I got to the carousel, I was already 6th. and when I got to the final straight at the end of the track, I was 4th, and on that straight line I passed the remaining cars and won the race. And also can confirm that you can win the World GT Series with a starter car. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate you leaving a like and a comment. I will also say subscribe to the channel, but I'm not really making a lot of videos in English. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a great day.